Welcome back, everybody. This has been another long hiatus from Peakton College and Craig and I, but this is episode 18, 1-8. We are close to episode 20. At what point, Craig, do you want to call the episode season two? Because right now we're still in season one. It's
Ooh,
a long season, but
let's call it 2023. Let's finish it up with 2022.
okay, just however many episodes we get through until 2023.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, what if okay, yeah, we'll try to get to 20 episodes then. How about that?
yeah. Let's do
Let's try
it.
to get to 20. Let's make it an even
Let,
number. So
yep.
we're at episode 18. Hey, not bad. It's been over the span of a decent amount of time chronologically, but hey, nobody's asking those kind of questions. So we're happy to be here. Happy that Craig and I are still friends over this long time. Actually saw each other in person. Shout out Nate Morehauser and Eden Morehauser now at their wedding. And
It was a
we
fun
thought
wedding.
about trying to do like a live show, but that might have been difficult. So.
Yeah, and you're in the wedding party, so you have responsibilities and important things to do. Have to look good and get all ready. So didn't work out, but yeah, it was fun to see you. It's been a long time.
Yeah, like physically seeing you, not counting relays, it's been like
Yeah,
super long, like a
because that
couple
was
years. And
yeah,
relays that doesn't really count. You can barely even like talk to each other.
yeah.
Yeah. I thought the wedding was a good
You
time. Did
know,
you have fun at the wedding?
wedding was so much fun. Yeah, so just in general, the last couple months, I've had, I think, yeah, 5 weddings in the last 2 months. We had a stretch where I had four in a week, or sorry, no, four in 3 weeks. Sorry, because I had Nate's on a Saturday. The following Friday, my sister got married, and I had another wedding that Saturday. So I went three in 2 weeks, and then had another one
Damn.
the next week. So it's been wild. It's been a ton of fun. My liver and my cholesterol are not doing great. But hey, it's gonna be salad week this week. So, but yeah, no, Nate and Eden's wedding was super cool. I thought that venue was awesome. It was like kind of a remote place in Iowa, and just this like fancy dinner venue. It was awesome. Like I don't even know how would you describe it. Very eclectic.
Yeah, I would describe it as like a gigantic chessboard, like the one from Harry Potter. The whole
Yeah,
floor was like plaid or checkered, white and black. Very pretty venue. They did a
yeah,
good job with like the setup and the decorations. Genius idea too for those people that own that building to just like buy a building, maybe build off it a little bit, but like setting up like a wedding venue and just renting that shit out like every week over like the
yeah.
spring and summer and fall. It's like total cash cow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I heard too that that was the first wedding that they did there. So, um, everything was pretty smooth, but there's definitely should be more weddings there because it was a pretty sweet place.
Yeah, I don't even want to know like getting into all wedding planning and that stuff, like how much you have to fork over for event, like one night in a venue. So it's like that's such a good way to just rack up the cash.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Um, I feel like you could also like if you're a simple person, you could also build like a little side house or something to live out of, like one of those like homes on the side, as long as it's like out of the way of all pictures and all that kind of stuff. Like you could easily live right on the venue
Yeah,
premises.
no, for sure. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Were they
Well,
at the wedding? Like were they partying with us? I don't remember. I know they were there like beforehand, but I didn't see if they stayed or not.
the family, or
Yeah, like the two
I don't
owners. They're
know.
like a little older than us. Did you even know who they were or recognize them?
No idea.
They were like a little older than us, and they were like hanging around for a little bit beforehand. I don't know if they stuck around the whole time or what, but
Dang, we
you
need
would
to
not be
take
the guy to
our
ask, I guess.
yeah, we need to take our revenue from this show and invest in a wedding
Wedding
venue.
venue? Yeah, I'm down. I'm
I,
down for that.
I actually there are a lot of perks though to doing that kind of thing. I have a friend who like wants to do that someday because like one perk you could do is like if you start like ordering all the booze, you can like build relationships with like liquors, sellers, and like get access to like rare like whiskey or other rare liquors that like a normal person can't have access to. So it's like definitely like a very good side gig. A lot of perks.
That's the biggest perk to you is just getting access to those rare whiskeys.
Oh yeah, that'd be so cool. I mean, yeah, like yeah, revenue stream would be cool, and having a place for big parties would be awesome. But there's a lot of perks.
I think biggest perk for me would be like access to like beer signage and like neon signs and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
I
all
love
that stuff.
neon signs. I would love to just have like a wall full of neon signs.
Yeah, no, 100%, all that stuff.
My dad had like a badass Budweiser one. Like one of how there's like old neon signs and new neon signs. Like now they're just like LED lights, kind of plasticky. Then there's like the old ones that are like glass.
Yeah,
Like my dad had like this awesome Budweiser one. I think he sold it like a few years ago, so that was depressing. Um, but yeah, I think like getting like authentic old neon signs, getting your hands on those is really tough. You look on like online and stuff, they're super expensive.
Yeah, it's absurd. And two, bringing up your parents, I met David's parents in person, which was super fun. That was
Oh yeah.
awesome.
I couldn't believe that was the first time. Like you didn't meet him at like move in or move out or anything like that.
No, no, because I would never. I don't think we ever lived in the same dorm.
Yeah, I guess it just
I
kind of
guess
shows
TK, but
you're not really, willing to offer a lending hand on move in or move out. So that just kind of shows you're kind of a scumbag, I guess some may
yeah, I
say.
guess I'm a scumbag.
But I never helped you either, so we're even, I
Yeah.
guess. So with all those weddings that you go to, would you say that you got any inspiration on either what to do or what not to do in your upcoming wedding?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think what's like fun is like you kind of get to see I think the vibe of the couple is pretty like normally reflected. Like that I thought Nate and Eden's wedding was like super Nate and Eden, like just them. And so like obviously there's a lot of things like I'm not Nate and Eden, just for an example. So like we have a very different venue. But like it's cool to see like what people really like want to focus on and stuff like that. So definitely got some really good ideas. Um, at Nate and Eden's wedding in particular, I thought their playlist was fire. Like so much fun. That dance was awesome.
Yeah, they had
So
good
yeah,
dance and music for sure.
yeah, it's kind of fun to just like go and see different things. And like my sister's wedding was a ton of fun. The other weddings that I went to were also super fun. So all very different. No one else's was in kind of in a prairie like Nate and Eden's. One was at a golf course. One was at kind of just like an event space. So yeah, lots of good ideas.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how you notice that as you get older, like you go to weddings and you start picking up on things like that you like or don't like instead of just going to a wedding when you were like a kid, just kind of miserable to be there and like you're just kind of in and out, as quick as you
Yeah,
can. But like as you're an adult, like you're going, you're socializing, you're dancing, you're drinking, like you're kind of picking up on things you like. And yeah, I think that's a cool thing about going to weddings as an adult is kind of picking up on those things.
yeah, for sure. It's funny you say that too. Like I didn't go to like any weddings as a kid. I went to one. Like my second wedding ever was like 2 years ago.
Yeah. I don't remember going to a lot of weddings either, besides like family, obviously, like
Okay,
close
yeah,
family. Otherwise, like, no, I didn't go to a lot either. I don't know if that's like just I didn't have the opportunity or is like, there's more weddings. Have you noticed that a lot of weddings are like adult only weddings as we've
yep,
gotten older? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I feel like that's a trend, but also I don't. We're not gonna have kids at our wedding, so um,
I feel like
that,
that's always a tough thing to like juggle because I've thought about that too. Like, I don't want kids at my wedding because they're just kind of in the way and like, you don't want criers or you don't want people like throwing shit around or I don't know, ruining anything. But at the same time, like you don't want people that you want at the wedding not to go because of their kids. You know what I mean?
right.
Like no kids are able to come, then we have to stay and can't go to the wedding because you don't want that either. So I've like juggled with the idea of like having a little daycare at your wedding, kind of.
Yeah,
I don't know, just having like a separate room that like someone will take care of all the kids the whole time. Like bring in
no,
like
that's super smart.
a third party like nanny or something that doesn't care about the wedding itself.
You're full of business ideas today.
Yeah, so that would be a good idea too, like just being like a chaperone at weddings or something, like a step-in babysitter or something.
Yeah, no, that's super smart. I think, or just in terms of like we're like for us, we're pretty lucky. Like I have one of my best buddies from high school. He has a kid, but like other than that, like nobody in my family has any kids. None of my other like college friends have kids. My family's super small, and Sophia's family like there's a couple of small people or like younger people, but like high schoolish, and like so they're not like they're going to get invited, but um, yeah, we don't have a ton of kids that are we're super close to, so that makes it easier.
Did you find that like I've always thought about this for weddings too. Did you find it difficult when you're like sitting down trying to hash out the invite list? Like you obviously like set aside your family, you have certain spots, and people have like either big families, small families, or like totally different size families as as their significant other. And then you're like trying to figure out like which like people in your life like make the cut, which don't. Like your life changes so fast when you're like 16 to 25, 26. So like a lot of people come in and out. So has that been difficult?
Yeah, it's super hard. Yeah, and it's tough too because like we lived in Louisville for a while, so we have like our Louisville friends, but like we don't live in Louisville anymore. So like we haven't seen those people in a long time. We're still pretty close, like all of our college friends, because I feel like that was pretty recent. Um, I still keep in touch with a lot of high school people, so it is really hard to kind of like figure that out. And then to like family friends, like that's hard too to be like I haven't seen this person in a long time, but like they're close to my parents. that whole discussion is fortunately it was really, all that went pretty smooth, but like it's like stressful to figure out, or just even being like, oh, like this person like is really important to me, or like this person like, it's hard to like put people in a line. Like it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
The
tough
worst
thing
part about
because
planning a wedding.
you want to like in an ideal world, you want like everybody that you've ever met or ever made an impact on your life, but like when it comes down to it, that's not the reality of the situation. I think a lot of the times people take like in your shoes when you're like making that list or make like cutting people from the list, like you take so much that like you take it so hard, like and it's such a difficult thing for you to do. But really like people on the other side of things probably like completely understand and don't even think twice of it, you know? So it's
Yeah.
like you put so much stress on yourself, but when in reality, like everyone's adults in the situation, everyone knows like it's not cheap to have a wedding. So like you got to do what you got to do.
No, for sure. That was actually my grinds my gears. Is just like the expectations of a wedding are so high, and then like there's just always inherently like disappointment, which is like not like in terms of like I don't think my wedding will be a disappointment, or Sophie and I's wedding will be like a disappointment, but like people can always feel left out, or it's expensive, or our wedding's in Chicago, so like a lot of people have to travel, and so then people can be salty about that or whatever. So there's a lot of pressure for one day.
That's you kind of hinted at something too. That's a good point. Like a lot of people will be either like bitching about something or like dissatisfied with something. Like if you, so say you make this huge long like list, you cut like all these important people that you think like are important in your life, you cut them out to get these other people invited, and then like half the people invited are just like complaining about some aspect of the
Yeah,
wedding,
like the
like
food or something.
this sucks, this food sucks, like it's not open bar, or like the hotel's expensive, like, and then you're just like, I could have like these 40 people or whatever would have been so happy with like any situation, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's a difficult thing too. I mean, maybe just look at the list and see like which people like won't complain and then just, invite
Just,
those people.
I
Do,
guess
do you think
you might get removed from the list then, David.
do you think you go off of like seriously though, think about this. Do you think you go a little bit off of vibes? Like say there's two people like towards the bottom of the list that like they're right on the cut line, going into the invite season, the save the
Like they'd
date
be
season.
super fun.
Do you go off of vibes? Like this person, like, they're both equally important in my life, but this person would be way more fun at a wedding, so I'm gonna invite this person.
That is funny. I haven't thought about that too much. I don't think I know we're still kind of a little bit figuring out the list because we have a little bit smaller venue, but um, we haven't cut anyone because they're not fun, or bumped anyone in because they are super fun. But maybe I need to reconsider.
Yeah, just something to consider. I don't know.
Yeah,
You don't want to kill the vibe, with a bunch
I
of.
will say I do think we have a lot of fun friends though, so I'm not too worried about vibes like not being fun. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
You're
Do
the
you
only
think
negative person on the list right now, so
don't feel pressure to invite me either. Like that's like what this whole
gotcha.
discussion is about. I'll try not to take it personally. Um, that's the thing too, like that I would always like worry, not necessarily worry about, but think about like your high school friends meshing with your college friends and your
I love
your
that.
after college friends. What do you think about that?
I think a lot of people hate it. I love that kind of stuff.
What, meshing
Um,
people together?
yeah, like just seeing how it pans out and being like, oh, like I bet, like listener Joe Schlick, like I feel like you and Joe are gonna have a fun time at my wedding.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
so
down. I'm
I
down to
think it's
chill with
fun.
Joe Slick for sure.
I think it's fun to like see, who's gonna have a ton of fun together. So yeah, what's your take on that though?
No, I agree. I think there a beautiful thing can happen when you merge like your two friend groups together. The problem is I think that sometimes you have more fun than like your friends. Sometimes like your friends might not love it as much because I think you get like territorial maybe. Like you're like,
Yeah,
that's my friend. Like that happens to me sometimes, when I'm like hanging with a buddy's other friends, you're kind of just like a little salty about it. Like you're excited to kind of mesh with the group and see like, oh, how do they get along with like their other friends? Like how do they act around their other friends? Like, and it's cool to be like, well, I like this person, you like this person, like we should like each other then. It makes sense.
right, right.
But at the same time, like I don't know, you get a little territorial with it. So like some of my favorite moments of my whole life are when like my high school and college friends meshed, like at
Yeah,
relays or just bringing like college friends back home. Like that's always been fun.
yeah. No, that's awesome. Do you have a pretty good high school squad that you still keep in touch with?
Yeah, it's a pretty tight group, I would say, like a
Yeah,
smaller circle, but yeah, I'm still close with all those guys. And it's been hard, like if with everybody moving away, I would say. Like
yeah,
I think we're not maybe as amazingly close as we were in high school, but I think that's part of like just being an adult and having friends as an
yeah.
adult is like you talk to people less, but like things don't change.
No, for sure.
It's like me and you, like we might see each other in person like once a year. We do this podcast like maybe once a month, and but every time we talk, it just feels like the old days, I guess.
Yeah, no, for sure. Just chilling on a porch,
Yeah.
drinking some brews.
Like it doesn't feel any different than that to me. So those are the
No,
kind of friendships that like you cherish in life, I would say.
yeah, for sure.
Just this
100%.
weekend, I think that's kind of a good segue into this past weekend. I went to Jackie and I went to a concert, a country concert, Luke Combs, and it
Heard
was
of
in
him.
downtown Omaha. And Jackie, this is how it all started. Jackie and I were just golfing like 3 months ago, and I posted a little snap story of it with like a little location track, whatever, like some course, Omaha, Nebraska. And this girl from my high school, shout out Bailey J, she responded to the story, and she still lives back in Milwaukee. She responded and was like, "You guys live in Omaha?" And I was like, "Yeah, we live here." And she was like, "Well, like I'm coming to Omaha and going to the Luke Combs concert with a couple friends." So she was like, "Do you guys want to come?" And I was just like, "Damn, like I haven't seen Bailey in like probably 7 years."
That's
But
crazy.
like the fact that she like invited me is really cool of her. Like she's very nice. She's always been
Yeah.
super nice and like inclusive. So I'm like, we should just go. Like this would be fun. So Jackie and I like decided we'd go, and she bought us tickets, and we went out to dinner like with all her friends beforehand and went to the concert, and it was like a bunch of her friends and then us, and everyone was like super nice and caring and like inclusive. So we had like a great time. But
Hell yeah.
it just shows
And
like what
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say. It just showed like it was a good example to me of like not that I would ever like burn a bridge with her by any means, but like never like burn any bridges from like people of your past or don't like cut people out because like any opportunity like that could present itself where I got to see her after a long time and like it was really fun and it went really
Yeah,
well. So it's keep like keep relationships that you have in the past because you never know like when you'll see them again or when you can like hang out with them again, I guess.
100%. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I had a similar kind of example in college where I had a high school buddy. We were super tight, had a ton of classes, and then just like first few years of college, we didn't really just keep in touch that much, just because it was. I mean, it's we're all college and our own stuff. We were both studying abroad at the same time, and we ended up like doing a few trips together and backpacked, and it was we just like back to being like best buddies. It was so much fun.
Yeah, see, that's really cool. Like you probably never going into studying abroad, you probably never thought like you would even
No,
see him.
we're just yeah, exactly. And then it just like worked out one time. And like, hey, like, why don't we like our programs in at the same time? Why don't we like backpack together for two weeks? And so we did. So it's
Yeah,
awesome.
and that's awesome. That's awesome to see. And that's a cool thing too as you get older is like I obviously moved away to go to school like 6 hours away from home, which was hard on me, and I think it was hard on my friends. Like they might never admit it, but like I think it was hard for me to move away because I was like the only one at the time to move away. But now that like when I do go home, which is like a few times a year, like my closest friends will like make time for me and like go
Yeah.
out of their way to try to see me, and we'll hang out, and it's like we could sit on the couch and just like shoot the shit for hours, and it just like makes my heart happy, you know? Like it makes it
Yeah.
makes it feel full again. I don't know.
Yeah. David needs a warm heart, a full heart.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it gets cold, you know. It gets that cold heart, so it needs like some needs to be pumped with some blood or something. I
Some
don't
bright
know.
bulbs.
Yeah. Um, it's officially flannel season, so I'm rocking a
I
flannel. You
like
know,
it.
what are your thoughts? Are you a big fall guy?
I do like fall. Yeah, I hate the cold weather, but I mean, I love football. I loved going out in the yard, just like throwing the pigskin around. Um, and like the 50, 60-degree weather, like I love that. Just when it gets colder, that's when I don't like it. So I really do like fall. I'm a big flannel guy. I'm rocking a Timberwolves shirt and hat right now because we're like a weekish into this season. So, but I have been wearing a lot of flannel.
Yeah, I was thinking about you the other day. I brought in from the storage closet the old pigskin, and I just carry it around like I just high and tight in the living room, and I spin it around my finger like a basketball, and kind of just do the little flips and motions and hold it and pump fake, and Jackie gets pissed, but I just like holding the football, and like I really miss having somebody to just run routes and sling the pigskin. So if you could come visit and run some routes for me, bring your cleats out and cleats and gloves, that would be good.
That'd be awesome. I don't know if I have cleats anymore, but I can find some.
You got to dig them
Maybe
out. Those orange and blue ones. I remember which ones you used to wear. You got to find
yeah.
those.
Yeah, those were super ugly and noisy, but those are good times on the field.
Good times. Yeah.
Are you a Halloween person?
I'm glad you asked. No, no, I'm not a big Halloween person. I think it has a lot to offer. I think, but me personally, as Halloween as I've gotten older, I think Halloween's lost its lust for me. I'm a big candy guy, so I used to love to trick or treat, but I'm not really like creative or good at figuring out like what to go as for Halloween. So I never like I get anxiety about like what costume to wear.
Yeah,
So I think as I've gotten older, that's gotten harder, but like it's kind of a double-edged sword, like it sucks to have to like figure out a costume and have to like do that, but you get to go out to the bars and drink with a bunch of other
yeah,
people in costumes. So that's a cool
yeah.
aspect of Halloween. What are your thoughts? Are you a big Halloween guy?
I love Halloween. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that like I'm gonna say I'm an adult. I'm not really an adult, but I mean kind of. But like post college, it is fun to like have a little bit more time on our hands to be able to like. I like thinking of costume stuff. We had a really fun group costume last night. We did a bar crawl. We were TSA security guards, and I built a metal detector with some PVC pipe. And so we like there's like 8 of us all in like blue uniforms, and we had like a scanner and stuff, and we were at the bar, and we'd like have people come through, and then we'd stop them, scan them down, gave some free pat downs if they wanted it, that kind of stuff. So that was a fun costume, and it's
The
pretty
pat
easy
downs
to.
didn't get you in trouble with Sophia?
No, well, I actually didn't, but some members of our group did. So
Were
I wasn't the
uh were
pat
you
down
were you
guy.
screaming at people, I hope, to get the real
Yeah, a little
authentic
bit. Yeah,
authentic feeling?
we
Yeah.
would have had some like air horns if we weren't in the bar, but Sophia was actually part of the costume too, so um, she
I've
she could do the
note
pat down too.
I've noticed as we've gotten older, people are like really polarized on their feelings with Halloween. I think like
Yeah,
when you're a kid, everyone loves Halloween. You
right.
you
Yep.
love dressing up, you love trick or treating, you love candy. But like as you get older, it's like you either like it or you hate it. And I'm on the hate side of things, but I completely understand like why people like it. Like it's fun to dress up. And when we were in college, like we had this thing called Halloween Stumble. Did you ever go to that?
I didn't know.
Our like pharmacy fraternity put it on, and it was always like a big
Yep.
deal. So like the first it would be 4 different houses. It'd be like a bar crawl basically, but the first house would be a keg, the second house would be wine, the third house would be shots, and the fourth house would be jungle juice. So that was like my favorite event of the whole year. Like putting on
Yeah.
a costume with a bunch of other people like at Drake, going and bouncing like house to house. That was so much fun. But I don't know why like I'm so bitter about it now, I guess. Like as we're talking about it, I think I like hate it a little bit less. But I'm also not a scary movie guy. So I think that might be
I'm
a
the
reason why
same.
I don't
Yeah,
like Halloween.
that's a good point. We've got a lot of fun like decorations in our neighborhood, which gets me in the mood too. Where like, I mean, we don't have decorations, but like there's sort of a bunch of spiders, or like there's a couple massive skeletons, or like werewolves. So that always gets me in the mood too. I just like an excuse to dress up and drink. It makes it feel like it's
Yeah.
a college an event. So
Yeah. No, I think that's a valid reason why to like it. So if you could only pick one, is not an official would you rather segment, but would you rather be an adult, dress up, and go like on a bar crawl, or would you rather be a kid again, dress up, and
ooh.
go trick or treating?
Okay, that's tough because I did really like trick or treating, but I will say an adult. I think Halloween is an adult holiday in my mind, and it is an amazing one. Like I think Halloween is more for adults.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that as a kid.
yeah, you definitely don't realize that as a kid because like when you go trick or treating, like my parents never dressed up or anything. Like
Right.
I don't, that was never a thing. So I always thought it was just for kids. And then like as you get older, you figure out like, oh, it's actually like an occasion for everyone to go out and drink together. It's
Right.
it's kind of like what is it called? Like Blackout Wednesday, like the day before
Yeah.
Thanksgiving when you go back home and like everyone goes out. Like that's like an adult holiday.
Yeah.
So I don't
Are you
know.
doing Blackout Wednesday this year?
No, I'm not going home for Thanksgiving, so I
Okay.
don't think I'm doing it. Yeah.
Okay.
We're staying here for Thanksgiving and then I have to work on Friday, which sucks.
Yeah,
I've
that
never worked a
stinks.
Black Friday in my life, I don't think.
No shopping for
So
you.
yeah, so no shopping for me. I gotta go back to work. Pretty much everybody requested off, so I kind of
Guess that
caught the
makes
short end of
sense.
the stick on that one. But going home for Christmas, so that'll be fun.
Cool. Oh, yeah.
I'm a huge Christmas guy. We'll have to have an episode before Christmas
Yeah.
and to get in the Christmas spirit. But man, I love Christmas. That's my favorite time of year.
No, it's the best. Yeah, it's my favorite holiday.
Yeah, it's
Great
the
time
music's amazing.
of
The
year.
vibes are amazing, immaculate. Christmas cookies, Christmas movies.
When is it acceptable in your eyes to listen to Christmas music? Are we close?
See, I love Christmas music, but I'm an after Thanksgiving guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
think that's my
disrespectful
stance
to
too.
it's disrespectful to the Native Americans and the Pilgrims to listen to Christmas music before Thanksgiving, I think.
I guess, David, you're all about respect.
I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but that's my take on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't love Christmas music as much, but I definitely I'm an after Thanksgiving kind of guy. I think that's when it's
Yeah.
right.
You still have like a month. You got like a
Yeah,
month window,
yeah,
which is adequate, I think.
yeah.
When I used to work like retail pharmacy, dude, they would start playing the Christmas music like November 1st, and it would just be like on repeat, the same
That's
shit over
brutal.
and over. And I think a lot of people that work retail, like full time, like hate Christmas because of
Oh
that,
yeah,
like music. Like everyone I worked with at the pharmacy was like they were so bitter about Christmas and Christmas music. And that's a really sad thing. They're like retail life can take that out of you because that's a joy that everyone should share except for, Jewish people.
yeah. Or a lot of other religions that don't celebrate Christmas, but
Yeah, I know, but that was just the one that I could think of real quick.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I,
yeah, you're not a scary movie guy either, right?
I'm pretty lukewarm. Like I'll watch maybe one. I actually haven't watched one. So I'm okay. I'm like good for one spooky season, but I'm not super into them. I don't know. I don't hate being scared, but I don't know. Sometimes it just give me the heebie-jeebies, and I don't love that. You
I
know?
hate being scared. I hate being like jumped out at or like jump
Yeah.
like in on the movie like being jumped at, being startled, having my like heart rate super high. I don't like that. I don't like
No.
that feeling. Are you a haunted house guy?
I used to like them. I haven't been in one in a long time, so I don't know how I feel about that as an adult.
I think I've only
I
ever been
loved
to
them though in high
one.
school.
I've only
Okay,
ever been to one, I think, and it was like a miserable experience. I knew I would hate it, and then I went and I hated it, and I vowed to never go back.
because you were just like scared the
Yeah,
whole
like I don't
time.
know, you're
Running
you're
around.
you're you're not like scared because you know that like they're just people like us that are just dressed up screaming at you, but like it just startles you so much and like your heart rate is like you're feel like you're gonna have a heart attack and like it's exploding out of your chest every turn you take around that haunted house. Like for me, that's not entertainment. Like I understand people that like to like be startled and jumped at and screamed at, but for me, like I want to go into a haunted house and start swinging.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think it was a fun thing in like high school, because then you go with a group of people and like that was fun. But I
Yeah.
think that's something I probably won't do a ton of as an adult.
It was a good time to like comfort a girl, that you had a
Yeah,
crush on or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So oh, it's
Yeah.
a little cold.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. It's a little chilly. Give him your sweatshirt and,
yeah,
be a comforting soul there. So that's definitely something I realized kind of with haunted houses is like as I got older, I was just like, if you don't like shit, you don't have to do it. Like
no,
I always felt so pressured to do stuff when I was younger, like just because I had like such bad FOMO. But now it's just like if I don't like it, I'm not gonna do it.
right,
Like, why are you gonna make yourself miserable? I started blocking people on social media because I'm just like, if I don't like them and they annoy me, like I'm just gonna delete them or block them.
yeah.
Because why do
You
you
don't
need
need
those
to
bad vibes in your life?
right. Earlier, David
Um,
was like, don't remove anyone from your life because you never know when you're gonna have fun with them. Now he's like, I don't want to hear anyone say anything on social media.
well, no,
No,
that's
I get
true.
the difference though. Especially on, I mean, you follow a lot more people probably on social media than like, you consider friends. So
But I'm not even talking about like people like I don't block or unfollow necessarily like a lot of people I know. It's a lot of like celebrities
I see what
or
you're saying.
like so I follow like Barstool Sports on Twitter. So
Yeah.
because I like some of the stuff they put out, but then they'll like put out some of their like employees content that I just can't stand, and I'll just block them or mute like those specific accounts. And
That makes sense.
it's made me a lot happier because like I don't scroll and I'm like, oh my God, I hate this person. Like I have to see him again. I just
Right.
mute them and then I don't see them anymore.
No, that's smart. Good feature.
Yeah, great feature. Check out the mute button.
I
Um, all right. Let's see. You got any other Halloween talk?
think that's it.
Have you ever gone apple picking?
Yeah, there's a lot of orchards kind of up by where I grew up. So yeah, I like orchards. We didn't go this year, being in the city, but I would have. Just with weddings, it just didn't work out. But yeah, no, I like apple orchards.
You got a good frame for apple picking. You're a real tall, lengthy guy. I mean, you could put Sophia on your shoulders, and then you guys would make
Yeah,
like a mega
you can
human.
take pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you an orchard guy?
Uh, I haven't been to an apple orchard in a while, but great fall vibes, great fall picture
Yeah,
vibes. I like a good pumpkin patch.
yeah.
Apparently the pumpkin patch around here, I've asked some coworkers about it, asked Jackie about it, and it's like this really waspy pumpkin patch.
Okay,
It's basically like a fall attraction. Like there's a lot of things to do, stuff to do, but it's like $50 to get in, and then like everything you want to do there is like 10 to 20 bucks.
more bucks. Yeah,
So it's like I don't have the means for that right now, but maybe in a couple of years.
Yeah. My one rant about apple orchards, I will say, corn mazes are stupid. That is the biggest waste of my time. That's the only fall thing I'm like super against.
Why do you have such bad vibes with corn mazes?
I don't know. It's just a waste of time. Like, can you not think like why would I want to just waste my time wandering around lost?
Yeah, I actually got lost in a corn maze like two
Yeah,
years ago when we went, and it was pretty terrifying.
yeah, yeah. You just like then you just so there's so many better things that we could be doing with our time than getting lost. And then like if you do get lost, like then you're stressed, your heart rate goes up, you're not having fun. It's terrible.
If it was at night or like
Oh
a
god.
haunted corn maze, I would lose my shit in there, dude.
That would
But
actually be terrible because you
I think
can't get out.
my mistake was I like walked into the corn maze like outside of the trail to pee, and then I got lost trying to get back. It is
It's
scary. But I think you say like it's a waste of time. I think that that's maybe the point of corn mazes. I
no,
think
it
like
is. It is.
yeah, like you just like put these people to the corn maze and like entertain them for like 30 minutes or an hour, and you're just hoping like people will be attracted to this place just because there's a corn maze and like something for them to do for a little bit. But
Yeah, just it's a bad business proposal on my end. Like, let's make people waste time.
yeah. Well, then maybe they need to add some flair to the corn maze. Like
Yeah,
maybe every couple turns you have like a little stand for lemonade or apple cider or I don't know, something like that.
booze. Yeah, I could get on board with a boozy corn maze.
Why don't we implement like why hasn't anybody implemented a booze to the trick or treat scene? Like
Mm.
people hand out, shooters or beers like like at marathons they have those tables of like water or Gatorade or whatever.
Yeah,
They should
people
do like
just
tables of like a little bit of beer or a little bit of spiked cider. Like I don't know.
that'd be super fun.
I feel like an ID man today. I got all these ideas.
Yeah, yeah, you are. I guess
I
I
got
mean, only concern with this is that you could get drugged pretty easily, but I mean, I guess it's kind of the same with. I don't want to be that person because you see
yeah.
those like tweets about like the candy, like that doesn't happen. Like it's so rare.
Yeah, you ruined the vibe. You ruined the vibe being the worried mom about,
Yeah,
getting
sorry. I
getting
take it
drugged.
back. I take it back. I'm all about the booze.
I like seeing the tweets where it's like, watch your kids' candy. Like I found a Glock in my kid's Snickers and it's like a Snickers ripped in half with like a pistol in the middle. I don't know. Those always make me laugh.
Yeah.
Have you ever, speaking of like irrational fears, have you ever been like irrationally scared of like filling gas? The only reason I say that is like not as like a woman, how like they can't fill up their gas tank at night because like there's scumbag guys out there. But like as a guy, I've read like or seen those Facebook videos or articles of like people putting little like nails on like the gas things with like drugs on the tip of the nail or something. So you like go to grab the gas handle and it pricks you and then you have like Hep C or some shit. Have you ever seen that?
No, that's messed up.
Yeah. But now maybe you'll think twice every time you go grab the gas
Yeah, you
handle.
ruined my yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm always worried I'm gonna get AIDS from every like gas station gas pump. So I want you to start thinking about that too.
Okay, I'm gonna start wearing gloves, I guess.
And I've seen like at the either at the gas station or the convenience store where they like put the little card reader on top of the card reader so it like steals all your information every time you swipe your card. You seen that?
No, but that, like, okay, that like you can just cancel a credit card. That's not you just you can't just steal
Yeah.
money when you do that.
Yeah, I think getting your
It's the
card
worst people
stolen
thing.
or losing your card is like I think it's less of a problem than I thought it was as like growing
Yeah,
up. I thought it was gonna be like the biggest problem in my life, but like you said, you can just cancel the card, I think, pretty
and
easily.
and they want you to put money on the card, so they send you one like as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So like it'll be there next day or two. So and I get it's a huge inconvenience, but like I'm never worried about like them stealing my information and then like I lose like $1,000 because I know like that's what the credit card and the banks like they just take that, you know.
Yeah. I'm not worried about that either. I don't even have $1,000 to steal, so um no, but actually, now that you mention it, well, I think losing on that same track, maybe losing a card, like leaving it at a restaurant or bar is not that big of a deal, but like losing your whole wallet, that would be a problem.
Yeah, no, that's way worse, way
That's a
worse.
way worse problem for sure.
Yeah.
I got I think I have my social security card in my wallet. Like, I have a lot of stuff in my wallet that it
Why
would
do
be
you
bad if
carry
I
your
did.
social security card in your wallet?
You just
That
never
is the
know
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
when you work for the federal government, like they ask for that stuff all the time, I think, like
Oh,
at least when you start. So now I can probably take it out comfortably and keep it
yeah,
in my
put that in your
apartment.
sock drawer or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I need a safe, I think. I need a little safe. One of those like fireproof safes.
I'm surprised you don't have a safe. You strike me as a safe guy.
No. Do you have a safe?
No, no, no. Just
Yeah. I
you
need
have
to
a
get a
general
gun.
distrust of humans.
I need a gun and then a safe to put like my gun, my passport, and my social security card so I can like feel like El Chapo, you know?
Moving to Nebraska was good for you and your brand.
Yeah, I think so. One thing I was thinking about, you kind of jogged my memory on the whole card discussion there. Uh, do you think that it's possible? I have kind of a conspiracy theory that banks like slowly just charge you like more and more, little by little on your card. So like amounts that you never really notice. So the reason that I'm saying that, and I'll try to make more sense here, is like I have a bit like my credit card bill, right? It's a certain total, and then I pay off my credit card bill, but like it takes a couple of days to process, and I'm like buying stuff in the process of like groceries, gas, whatever, and then it just like is a constant cycle where they could just be charging me more and more, and like I never like compare the costs and how much I paid and how much I've spent and how much they've charged to like see if it equates out. I don't like balance my checkbook. So my conspiracy is that that's how banks like make most of their money is just like slowly charging you more and more.
Oh god, a lot to unpack here. I
Yeah.
could not disagree more.
Why? Why?
I
Why
mean,
do you?
because first of all, that's like super legal. Like they get in so much trouble doing that, and then
Well,
like
get in trouble from who? The government?
you can't be stealing money from people.
Well, they're probably in on it. The government's got to be in on it,
Oh,
honestly.
God. So also they give you your balance, like your statements. Like you could balance your book, like balance your books. Like you could go back and double check everything. So
Yeah,
even though
I could, but I don't. Is my point.
yeah,
So I think they're
but
taking advantage of me.
no, and then yeah, that's not how they make money by giving money out.
No, I think that they know the certain people that never check. I think they like throw, they charge you a couple extra, and then some people like that are smart and balance their stuff. They like say, "Hey, bank, you charged me accidentally a couple extra bucks," and then they're like, "Okay, cut her off the list. Don't charge her any extra because she balances her books." But me, they've been screwing me
This is
for
a
like four
wild
years.
conspiracy theory.
They've been screwing me
Wild.
for like 4 years, and they know that I'm never going to check or call them, so they're going to keep going until I do.
I think you need to balance your books, David, and prove to yourself that you're going crazy.
But can I just start that randomly, or do I have to like go back from day one?
I mean, you can start whenever you want it. If theoretically they're continually doing it like they say you are, or they say you say they are, you can start whenever.
Yeah, but now that I just put this on our podcast to be posted, like now the IRS is listening, my bank's listening, Capital
Yeah.
One, the government's listening, and they're gonna stop because they know I'm gonna be on edge.
Well, then that's a moral win for you. You
Yeah,
just save
true,
yourself a ton of money, I guess.
true. Be careful, Capital One. I'm gonna start balancing my books. Do you believe in any conspiracies at all, or are you like anti-conspiracy? You know
I,
who's
I'm,
anti-conspiracy? Nate. Nate's anti-conspiracy.
I agree with. I'm pretty anti-conspiracy.
Why? Why? Like, why do you just blindly trust everything?
I don't blindly trust everything, but I think spreading like most conspiracy theories aren't founded in like actual, like data or facts. So I think that can be dangerous and problematic.
Why? How so?
Well, I mean, like this. So this is pretty harmless, I guess, but like it can build a general distrust of like banks and the government, which like I don't know, that's not a good thing. Like banking institutions are important to our everyday life. So
No, I say
um,
we take down the banks.
and yeah, no, and I'm not saying like banks are some like glorious institution. I'm not saying that, but like we need them. They're necessary for for buying a house, for stuff like that. So um, I also think like this is something that if I was really nervous about, or like if I did have apprehensions, I would like bounce the books and prove it.
Yeah.
So I don't
It's
think I don't generally like just like blindly trust stuff, but I like to do my own research and stuff.
it's definitely a conspiracy that can be proven wrong very quickly just by balancing my books. But but I think
There's no fun in that.
my main point is just to always question everything, just to never like that's something that I've been taught is just to never like to never just be satisfied with an answer you're given, to always question it because you never know.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. And I think maybe where like I think I like there's it's about like doing your own research and finding like things that you trust. And so like, but even those like sources that you trust, you should always just blindly trust because they said something's true. I agree with that.
Yeah,
But
because you never know who's behind the source.
right. But yeah, so it's always good to dig into that. But at the end of the day, I think conspiracies can be problematic.
It's definitely more like effort to always be like on edge. That's like something that like I've balanced a little bit. Like you don't always want to be on edge because it's just more like stressful and everything, but at the same time, like some certain things are just good to like think twice about.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I don't trust any politicians at all.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you?
I mean, it's
Do you just blindly trust like people that
no, I
stand
don't
behind a
blindly
podium?
trust. No, not at all. I mean, I think it's like, I don't know, but like after like a debate, there's like fact checkers that like kind of talk about or like would, go and look up, well, they said this, is this true? So I think there's a lot of value in that. Um, and I think it's, I don't know, politics are like hard to talk about because like, I don't know, there's a lot of, most politicians aren't batting 100% on delivering what they promise. So I agree with you there.
Yeah, they're probably batting about like 0% for the most
Yeah.
part, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I still think we need politicians. So I'm not like super like anti every politician, I guess.
I think you'd be a pretty good politician.
I'd be a terrible politician. I like life too much.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you think you would get greedy if you became a politician? Because I think a lot of politicians like get into power and they get greedy for money and power. Do you think it would change you as a man?
I don't know. I guess I could see, I don't think I'd be super greedy about power. I don't think I haven't been super interested in that ever. But I mean, I don't know. Everyone likes money.
Yeah, money talks for sure.
Yeah. But I think there'd be like, I'd rather make money in other ways than being a corrupt politician.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But if it comes easy, it's hard to say no to.
That's fair.
Do you think there's anything more useless on the planet than car insurance? Because like if you think about car insurance, is it great for like when you get in an accident? Sure, absolutely. But like everything else, think about all the bullshit that goes on with your car and the car insurance like doesn't pay for. Like you need an oil change, car insurance isn't paying for that. What am I paying every single month car insurance for? They should pay for all your maintenance of your car because that's how your car stays healthy and good. So if they're not going to help you maintain it, like what's the point of car insurance?
I am surprised that you wanted to discuss the value of insurance with an actuary. I don't do car insurance, but like I literally what I do is like price insurance products. Um,
So you're the problem, is what you're saying?
yeah, I'm the problem. I'm the problem.
No, I don't think it's not the pricing that's the problem. It's like the usefulness of it. Like,
Yeah,
I think life insurance is pretty cut and dry. Like, you either use it or you don't. But like car insurance, it's you pay this monthly premium for like only if you get in an accident, which like how many percentage of people get in an accident? Like, I've been in one, so I can't say I'm invincible. But like, how much do you have to maintain your car, like with all the oil changes, or like you have a little check engine light come on and it turns out to be some stupid thing with your car? Car insurance isn't paying for that. Like,
okay, two thoughts. One is that yeah, I guess, and again, I'm not in the auto industry, so I don't want to like shit on all the actuaries out there that do this, but they could get more creative with like product design. So maybe there could be an insurance product that they sell that covers maintenance, and like that's a good idea. Like with health insurance, they cover like preventative stuff. So I guess there could be an analogy there where you could buy a product that does cover all of that stuff. And so maybe there should be more innovative auto insurance products out there. Um, but I think the whole like value proposition of insurance is yes, like you end up spending a little bit of money that like as a like overall it's a net loss of money, but you're protecting yourself against that catastrophic loss. And so most Americans are okay with, okay, I'm going to be out a little bit more every month as long as I'm not screwed financially forever if this one thing happens. So that's like the whole like value of insurance.
yeah, but don't you think like there should be more value? Like you said with health insurance, there's that like if you go to a health clinic and get like your blood pressure checked and your cholesterol checked and all that stuff, like some health insurance will give you like a little bit of money back. Hi, Sophia. She probably can't hear because it's in your
She can't
headphones,
hear
huh?
you. Yeah. David says hi.
I'm sorry.
But like, why can't you do that with your car? Like you're going to get oil change, you're preventing like your
Yeah.
engine from getting all screwed up. Like, so give me like a 20% discount or something. I don't know. Give me some sort of like deal. I'm not
Okay.
asking for you to pay for all my like every oil change, but like 50% off would be nice. Like I'm
Yeah.
paying
No. No. It's
hundred something bucks a month.
David. You have all the ideas. Again, I don't know how product design really works on auto insurance, but it is interesting because especially like on the medical side, like insurance companies have discounts with providers. And maybe an auto insurer would have different discounts with if you take your car to this place to get it fixed. I guess they do that for like accidents, but they could do that with oil changes.
There's something to think about, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
And like, you want people like taking advantage of it. So you'd have to say like you have to get to this certain threshold of mileage, or like it's like a dental insurance plan where they cover like fluoride once every 2 years or whatever it is. Like we'll cover an oil change once every 3 months or once every certain miles,
Yeah.
but that's it. Like, I don't know.
I think the difference is that the auto companies aren't like financially tied to your car where they are your health. Like a health insurance company makes more money if you're healthy. Like they don't want you to be sick. Um, but like that's not quite the same thing on the auto side, but maybe it should be. Maybe they should have more financial incentive for you
It's
to.
definitely not the same because like, yeah, I guess you just made me realize like the car company doesn't care if your engine goes out because they're not going to pay for that anyways. So it's
Right.
not their problem.
Yeah.
Well, that's just stupid. Then I would say that it's the government's fault for not helping out.
David is full of ideas and hate for the government today.
Because I think like you're right, because the car insurance companies aren't going to pay for it because like it doesn't matter it doesn't make a difference to them. Like you get in an oil change that's going to prevent you from getting in an accident. But
Right.
like I don't know. Just I'm just on a tangent
Food,
now,
food for
but
thought.
there's something on my notes app here that I just want to ask you because I just want to take it off the list. It's been on there for like 6 months. How many ping pong balls would you say fit in a 747 airplane?
Oh my God. Do you know the answer?
Yeah,
747. 700,000.
27 million ping pong balls.
Jesus. I guess, yeah. Wow. I was way low.
I don't know. I think I saw that on like Twitter or something. I just always wanted to ask you, but we've never really gotten to it. So since this has kind of been like a random episode of, not really very organized, I just thought I'd ask you. So,
I love it. It's fun stuff, though.
okay. Do you want to wrap up with like a top three today or something?
Yeah, let's do it.
So I am doing this without giving you any warning. Sorry, but I was thinking a good theme for today would be like top three Halloween candies.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
So like things that people either drop in your pillowcase when you're trick or treating, or maybe just go to the store and treat yourself. What cracks on your top three? Do you want to go first with number three?
Yeah, let's do it. This, I'm gonna go Snickers number three. Um, I'm probably more likely to buy a Snickers candy bar than any other candy. Um, just
Wow.
because there's like if I'm on the road, like I want a little bit more protein. I'm not a huge candy guy, so that's part of it. So I just feel like Snickers has to be on the list, but it's very versatile candy.
Well, if it helps you, you can say your top three candies like when you were younger, if you want. Like, were you a
Okay.
candy guy when you were younger, or just kind of never?
Kind of the same. I don't know.
Okay, you're just indifferent.
I've got three though. I'll make it.
Okay, so going Snickers, number three. You're not you when you're hungry. Um, I'll go my number three. I'll say Starburst. Getting like a strip of
Mhm.
Starburst, like in the wealthy people's homes, that was always great when you got the whole strip of Starburst, or even a little 2 pack. That was always a good little treat to get on Halloween.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. I was never a huge Starburst person, but they've grown on me, so I'll accept it.
Okay, thanks.
My number two would be Sour Patch Kids. I love Sour Patch Kids.
Just the kids.
What's the
I'm
difference?
a big Sour Punch straws guy.
Oh, okay. Those are good too. So
Is it?
I'll broaden it.
But is that the same? They might not even be the same like company. I thought for a second maybe they're like the same company, but they're different, aren't they?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, then I'm sorry to step on your toes. You can have your
No,
Sour
you're
Punch
good.
kids.
You're good. Yeah, I love those.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. My number two, I'm gonna go Kit Kats. I'm a huge Kit Kat
Mm,
guy. They have a great crunch, great snap. They come in all different shapes and sizes, and Kit Kats are my number two.
okay, interesting. I've always been very meh about Kit Kats. They're just kind of wafer and some chocolate, but whatever floats your boat, I
I'm a
guess.
huge wafer guy, I think. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
when I was younger, I used to smack those like vanilla wafers. You know what those are?
Yeah, yeah.
They're like the most like stale, like flavorless things
Bland.
ever. But God,
Yeah.
I used to love those things. I don't know why. So
It all makes sense.
you coat those bad boys with some chocolate, and I'm all game.
Okay. My number one might be a little controversial, but I'm a big Nerds fan. I love Nerds.
Nerds. That's super controversial going with nerds.
Yeah.
And do nerds, I don't, this is a little bit ignorant for me, but do nerds come in any other sizes than little small boxes?
Yeah, there's bigger ones, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Like movie candy size, yeah.
Are you a nerds rope guy?
I do like Nerds Ropes, yeah. I
I think
prefer
I
just
think I like nerds ropes. I'm not
okay.
a, I actually really like regular nerds too, but I think if I had to pick, I'd go nerds ropes.
Okay.
That was always a great little treat too to get in your. They're kind of a little bit like the cousin of Pop Rocks, like
Yep.
yeah,
Pop
kind of
Rocks. They
just
were
a
fun.
little party in your mouth.
Yeah.
My number one clear cut favorite, I'm glad you didn't take it, is Reese's Cups.
I knew you were gonna say
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That was probably gonna be my fourth. So
yeah.
I agree with you there. It's a solid candy.
Yeah, solid candy. I mentioned it with Kit Kats, but Reese's truly comes in all different shapes and sizes. And if I had to pick one, it's got to be the OG cups. You put those bad boys in the fridge for a little bit, there's not a better
Mm.
treat on the planet.
It's a good. That is a good tip though, because they are really good, just like slightly cold.
Yeah, slightly cold. You don't want to put it in the freezer. You don't want them to like hurt your teeth,
Right.
but throw them in the fridge, get a little crispy cold to them, and they have a great little crunch almost.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
I might make a little trip to the dollar store or Casey's right now and get
I'm
a
for
little
sure getting
treat.
candy tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to stock up my phone.
I'm gonna show up to the grocery store in a costume with like a pillowcase and just see how much they'll put in my pillowcase for free.
I love it.
You think they would go for that or no?
Absolutely not. But
Yeah, probably not. Yeah. All right, Craig, it's been fun. Listeners, I'm sorry that we gave you a 2 month hiatus. Hopefully, you guys have not lost all interest in the show and you're gonna give this a shot. But thank you all for listening. If you made it this far in the episode, Craig, thanks for recording today, making some time after hitting the bar for the Vikings game. Shout out Vikings, good win. Um, this concludes episode 18 of Peaked in College. Craig, any last words?
this was great. Thanks, David.
All right, thanks, buddy.